Dear students, do you know, like natural and whole numbers, fractions can also be added and subtracted. In this video, we will learn how unlike, like, and mixed fractions are added and subtracted. Let's have a look at this question. Over here, we have two like fractions, 5 by 2 and 6 by 2. Why are we calling these fractions like fractions? Because 2 is a common denominator here. We have to add these like fractions, so we can write them as 5 by 2 plus 6 by 2. Since both fractions have the same denominator, our first step will be to combine the numerators into an addition problem, that is 5 plus 6. In the denominator's place, we will retain the common denominator. So, what is the common denominator here? It is 2. So, over here, we will write 2. Our next step will be to add 5 plus 6. As a result, we will get 11 by 2 as our answer. As you can see, it is easy to add like fractions, as all we have to do is add the numerators to obtain our answer while the denominator remains the same. You can even do it orally. Can you tell me answer of these questions? Four by 3 plus 6 by 3 is equals to 10 by 3, and 1 by 13 plus 2 by 13 is equals to 3 by 13. Now let's learn how to subtract like fractions. We follow the same procedure to subtract like fractions as we did for adding them. Let's have a look at this question. Here we have to subtract 5 by 2 from 6 by 2. All we need to do is simply subtract the numerators while retaining the common denominator. This will give us 6 minus 5 by 2. And the answer to this will be 1 by 2. Subtraction of like fractions can be done orally too. Let's try solving these questions orally. What will be the answer to 6 by 3 minus 4 by 3? Yes, it is 2 by 3. And what will be the answer of 2 by 13 minus 1 by 13? Right, it is 1 by 13. Now, let's learn how to add unlike fractions. Look at this question. We have to add 2 by 3 and 5 by 6. These are unlike fractions because the denominator 3 and 6 are uncommon. We cannot add or subtract unlike fractions orally. So, to add or subtract unlike fractions, our first step will be to find the LCM of the denominators. Over here, we have 3 and 6 as the denominators. we already know how to take out the LCM of two or more numbers. So, we will follow the same method. Here, we calculated the LCM of 3 and 6 to be 6. Our next step will be to multiply numerator and quotient and divide them by LCM. So, we will write 6 in the denominator like this. Observe the fraction 2 by 3. What is the denominator here? Yes, it is 3. And what is our LCM? It is 6. So, our second step will be to divide 6 by 3. Then, what will be the quotient? It is 2. Third step is to multiply the quotient by the numerator of this fraction. So, over here, we write 2 multiplied by 2. The plus sign will be retained. We will do the same for the fraction 5 by 6. So, 6 divided by 6 is equal to 1. And 1 will be multiplied by 5. So, in the next line, we write our 6 in the denominator the same way. Then we multiply the numerators. So, 2 into 2 will be 4 and the plus sign will be same. And 5 into 1 is equals to 5. Now, finally, we will add 4 and 5, which is equals to 9 by 6. We see that both 9 and 6 are divisible by 3. Dividing 9 by 3 give us 3 and dividing 6 by 3 will give us 2. Therefore, our answer is 3 by 2. We follow the same procedure to subtract unlike fractions as we did for adding them. Look at this question. Here we have 3 by 5 and 8 by 20. These are unlike fractions because denominators 5 and 20 are uncommon here. Now, to solve this question, our first step is to find the LCM of denominators. We have already discussed how to find the LCM of one or more numbers. So, what will be the LCM of 5 and 20? Correct. The LCM of 5 and 20 is 20. Our next step is to multiply numerator and quotient and divide them by LCM. Now, we can write the LCM 20 like this. Then, we have to divide our LCM 20 by denominator 5, which will give us 4. Then we will multiply 3 given in the numerator by our quotient 4. The minus sign will remain as it is. We will do the same for 8 by 20, which will give us 8 multiplied by 1. Now by further solving it, we will get 12 minus 8 by 20. Our next step is to subtract the equation. So, by subtracting 8 from 12, we will get 4. And we can write it like this, 4 by 20. We see that 4 by 20 can be further divided by 4. So we will reduce the fraction further. So 4 divided by 4 will be 1 and 20 divided by 4 will be 5. Therefore, our answer is 1 by 5. Let's learn how to add mixed fractions. Look at this question. We cannot add mixed fractions as it is. We need to convert the given fraction into improper or proper fractions first. Next, we will do the addition as we have learned so far. To convert 2 write 1 by 2, we will multiply the denominator by 2 and then we add the answer to the numerator. What is the denominator here? Yes, it is 2. So we will multiply 2 into 2, which will give us, correct, 4. Now, adding 4 to the numerator 1, it will give us 5. So now, the fraction can be written as 5 by 2. We will perform the same procedure for 3 write 1 by 3 and get 10 by 3. Now we can write this fraction as 5 by 2 plus 10 by 3. From here on, we will follow the same procedure for adding unlike fractions. So the first step will be to take the LCM of the denominators. So the LCM of 2 and 3 will be 6. Our next step is to multiply numerator and quotient and divide them by LCM. So we will write the LCM 6 like this. 6 divided by 2 is equals to 3. So we write 5 into 3 and an addition sign. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So we will write 10 into 2 here. Now we will add them. So 5 into 3 is equals to 15 and 10 into 2 is equals to 20. So we can write them as 15 plus 20 divided by 6, which is equal to 35 by 6. Let's change this improper fraction to a mixed fraction. This will give us 5 write 5 by 6. Now let's learn how to subtract mixed fractions. Look at this question. We follow the same procedure as we did for adding the mixed fractions. So we have to change these fractions into improper or proper fractions first. So how do we do that? Let's change 4 write 4 by 9 into an improper fractions. We multiply 4 by 9 to get 36 and then we add 4 into 36 to get 40. So, our new fraction becomes 40 by 9. We do the same for 2 right 1 by 3 to get 7 by 3. Now we can write them like this. 40 by 9 minus 7 by 3. To solve this equation, our first step is to find the LCM of denominators. So, what will be the LCM of 9 and 3? Correct. The LCM of 9 and 3 is 9. Now, our next step is to multiply quotient and numerator and divide them by LCM. So, we can write the LCM 9 like this. Now, we will divide 9 by 9 to get 1. Here we will write 40 multiplied by 1. The minus sign will remain like this and then we will get 7 multiplied by 3. Now, by further solving it, we will get 40 minus 21 by 9. Our next step is subtraction. So, by subtracting the equation, we will get 19 by 9, which can be changed back to a mixed fraction. So, our answer will be 2 right 1 by 9. Now, let's solve some problems where missing fraction is to be found. Let's observe this question. We have an unknown fraction here. We have a minus sign and a known fraction given in the problem. After the equality sign, we have another fraction, that is 1 by 2. Since we have a minus sign here, to find the missing fraction, we need to add the other two fractions. So, we will have 1 by 2 plus 5 by 8. Now, we have to find the LCM of denominators 2 and 8. So, what will be the LCM of 2 and 8? The LCM of 2 and 8 is, yes, 8. Following the same procedure as we discussed earlier, we will get 1 into 4 plus 5 into 1 divided by 8. This will give us 4 plus 5 by 8, which is equal to 9 by 8. And this is our missing fraction. Let us observe this question. Over here, we have a plus sign and a missing fraction. Since we have a plus sign here, to find the missing fraction, we need to subtract 2 by 3 by 4 by 5. Then we have to take the LCM of the denominators 5 and 3, and the LCM of 5 and 3 will be correct, 15. By solving the numbers, we get 4 into 3 minus 2 into 5 by 15. This will give us 12 minus 10 by 15. Thus, our missing fraction is 2 by 15. Now, can you complete the addition subtraction box? We have to add the fractions row-wise and subtract the fractions column-wise. Let's find out the sum of 1 by 2 and 2 by 3 first. We have to find the LCM of denominators 2 and 3, which is equal to, correct, the LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. So, we can write this LCM 6 like this. Over here, we have 1 multiplied by 3 plus 2 multiplied by 2. Now, by multiplying and adding the numbers, we get 7 by 6. And we can write this 7 by 6 over here. In the same way, we add these two fractions to get 7 by 12. Now, let's subtract these two fractions. We have to find the LCM of 2 and 3, which is equal to 6. Now we can write them like this: 1 multiplied by 3 minus 1 multiplied by 2 divided by 6. Now, by multiplying and subtracting the numbers, we get 1 by 6. And we can write this 1 by 6 over here. In the same way, we can subtract these fractions and get 5 by 12 and subtract these fractions to get 7 by 12. Aslam takes to write 1 by 5 minutes to walk across a park. And Ashish takes 7 by 4 minutes to do the same. Who takes less time and by what fraction? How much time does Aslam take? Correct. Aslam takes to write 1 by 5 minutes. Let's change this fraction to an improper fraction first. So, what will we have here? Yes, 11 by 5 minutes. How much time does Ashish take? Ashish takes 7 by 4 minutes. To know who takes less time to walk across the park, we need to compare 11 by 5 and 7 by 4. So, how do we do that? Yes, let's take the LCM of 4 and 5. The LCM of 4 and 5 will be 20. Now, let's try to make the denominators of the two fractions the same. Over here, what can we multiply by 5 to get 20? Correct, it is 4. But since we are multiplying 4 here on our own, so we must multiply another 4 in the numerator as well. Thus, our fraction becomes 44 by 20. We will do the same with 7 by 4 to get 35 by 20. Since 7 by 4 is less than 11 by 5, therefore, Ashish takes less time to walk across the park. To know by what fraction does Ashish take less time, let's subtract 7 by 4 from 11 by 5. We will follow the same procedure for the fractions. We will take the LCM of the denominator 5 and 4, which is equal to 20. Then by further solving it, we will get 9 by 20 minutes. Therefore, Ashish takes 9 by 20 minutes less to walk across the park. Let's solve another question. A piece of rope 7 by 8 meter in length broke into two pieces. One piece was 1 by 4 meter long. We have to find the length of the other piece. What is the total length of the rope? Correct, it is 7 by 8 meter. And what is the length of one piece of rope? Yes, it is 1 by 4 meter. To know the length of the other piece of rope, what will we have to do? Yes, we need to subtract the two fractions. Now, we have to find the LCM of denominators 8 and 4. So, the LCM of 8 and 4 is equal to 8. And then we will follow the same procedure for the subtraction of fractions. So, 7 by 8 minus 1 by 4 is equal to 7 multiplied by 1 minus 1 multiplied by 2 divided by 8. Now, by multiplying and subtracting the fractions, we get 5 by 8 meters. Therefore, length of the other piece of rope is 5 by 8 meters. Let's solve another question. We have to add 1 by 2, 1 by 3 and 1 by 6. Adding or subtracting 3 or more fractions is the same as adding or subtracting 2 fractions. So, we have to take the LCM of denominators 2, 3 and 6. The LCM of 2, 3 and 6 is, yes, 6. Now, we can write this LCM 6 like this. Over here, we write 1 multiplied by 3 plus 1 multiplied by 2 plus 1 multiplied by 1. By multiplying and adding the fractions, we get 6 by 6. Since both the numerator and the denominator are the same, they will both cancel out each other to give 1. Now, at the end of the module, you will be able to add and subtract like fractions, add and subtract unlike fractions, and add and subtract mixed fractions. Thank you.